All right, next question up. So we're evaluating an expression here, and the expression is negative 4p cubed plus 6p minus 10. So let's get after it. We're going to just replace the p with 2. So I have negative 4 multiplied by p, and then we'll cube that, plus 6p minus 10. Now from here, what we'll do is we'll proceed to evaluate the exponent. 2 to the power of 3. Be very careful here. Don't make any mistakes that are easy to make. 2 cubed is the same thing as 2 multiplied by itself 3 total times. So 2 times 2 times 2 is the same as 4 times 2, and that is 8. So now that we have the 8 where it belongs, right there, we'll go ahead and continue on. Negative 4 times the 8 plus 6 times p. So that will end up being 6 times 2 right here. And then we have minus 10. So as we continue, we have negative 4 multiplied by 8. So first we'll just go ahead and do 4 times 8, which is 32. And then my party people, a negative 4 times a positive 8 gives us what sign? Yeah, that's going to give us a negative all day. Be careful with those signs. Then we have 6 times 2, which is 12, positive 12, and then minus 10. From here, what we'll do, we'll go ahead and if you want to do the negative 32 plus 12, you could, or you could do the 12 minus 10 here. Because this is a positive 12, just include it as positive 12. I can do that if I want to. So plus 12 minus 10, that ends up being plus 2. So we have negative 32 plus 2, and that makes this problem much, much easier. So one more time, this is not minus 2, this is plus 2. Positive 12 minus 10, the 12 is the bigger number, so it stays positive 2. From here, how this affects what we're doing now, negative 32 plus 2, a negative plus a positive. All we need to do here is subtract the numbers and keep the sign of the bigger number. So here, negative 32 plus 2, that's going to be 30, but negative 30. And there we go. The correct answer here is answer choice D, negative 30. All right, looking at this next question, no matter what the question is, we're always going to read the question first. So the question sentence that is. So it says, what is the perimeter of the resulting figure? So already, if we've been watching this as a series, we may have noticed that the previous question asked us for the area of these combined shapes. But here we're talking about finding the perimeter. Very different. Very different. Everybody, as a reminder, can you help me out? When we're talking about calculating the perimeter, we are strictly adding the distance up on the what part of the shape? We are strictly adding the distance along the blank part of the shape. Starts with an O, O-U-T. We're talking about the outside of a shape. That is correct. So keep that in mind. You know, we have this hyper-specific geometry word, perimeter. We all know that that means that we are adding up the distance on the outside of the shape. So with that said, let's take this into account. We have the same premise, the same story, the same situation. 2 congruent squares with side lengths of 4 inches are joined edge to edge. So let's imagine that. We have right over here 4 inches by 4 inches, and we are connecting this with a duplicate, again, a congruent square, and we're going to connect it right there. So we have 4 inches there and 4 inches here. Now, my party people, let me ask you this very honest question. Who here went ahead and said, well, look, the perimeter of a square is going to be 4 times the side. And so the perimeter of one of the squares is 4 times 4, which is going to be 16. And when you saw that you had the perimeter of one of the squares, you said, hey, I'm going to multiply it by 2 since it's 2 squares. And when I do that, 16 multiplied by 2, you ended up getting 32. Who here felt like, hey, I did that, I got 32, and I selected D for that reason? Okay, again, thanks for being honest. Thanks for being honest. This is where I'm going to reveal that, yeah, that's going to be incorrect. That is the incorrect answer because this is not the same exact problem as the previous question. It's not. Let me go ahead and just entertain this for a second. Everybody, when we think about perimeter, we think about the outside of a shape. So everybody, when we look at this, follow along with me. We would take the perimeter here. We would go here, the right side, the top side, and the left side. We would add all of these together, and then we would add all of these together to find the individual perimeters. However, look at what's going to happen, everybody. Look at what's going to happen. Pay attention specifically to this side over here, and specifically to this side over here. Watch what's about to happen. When we bring these shapes together, are we counting this anymore when it comes to the outside of the rectangle? Are we counting this anymore? No, we are not. We are no longer counting this. We only care about this side, that side, that side, that side, that side, and this side. We do not care about that. So because of that, everybody, we need to think about this new shape strictly as a rectangle. We are going to ignore where they join together because that's not perimeter anymore. This on the outside is perimeter. So we can do it a couple of different ways. When we take a look at this, we can wholeheartedly say that, hey, look, we just have 4 inches here, 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 and here. We add all of that up, and that's 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So if we wanted to think about it like that, we could do 4 times 6, and that would give us 24. We could also treat this like a rectangle. Everybody, quick question. 4 inches plus 4 inches is going to give me what? Yeah, that's going to give me 8 inches. So if I count that right there on the bottom, that's 8 inches for the length, 4 inches for the width. And if you really want to feel safe and secure here, for sure, you can go ahead and use the perimeter of a rectangle formula. Double the length plus double the width. We know that the length is 8, so 2 times 8. We know that the width is 4, so 2 times 4. Perform those products, the multiplications. So 2 times 8, that's going to be 16. 2 times 4, that's going to be 8. 16 plus 8, and that's going to give us 24 total inches. Again, we do not count those sides that ended up joining together because that is no longer part of the outside of this shape. And there you go. Again, having that understanding of what the story is leading you to and not just reacting to every number that you see is going to help us understand that D is not the answer, but instead it is C. Everybody, are we feeling slightly better about this explanation, especially if we were on the side that picked D? And there we go. And yeah, if you were part of the crew that got C at first, again, as long as you were able to explain your rationale, if you were able to convince yourself that, yeah, I know I'm right because of X, Y, and Z, because of this and this and this, then you're doing a great job.